Hey guys, how are you? So today I thought to talk about finding accommodation because I get to come across these messages on my Instagram DM. I tell people, yo, it's best you ask this question in the comment section because when you make these questions in the comment section, you get to see people who come across this video too and read the comment section and have answers. They'll just answer you. But anyway, good thing is today I have the opportunity to make a video as regards finding accommodation as a new immigrant. In general, yeah, finding accommodation and settling in a new country is never a beans case. When I mean I mean it's not an easy one, right? These are the reasons why I'll advise, first of all, that you make good research from your home country primarily before you move. If it's possible for you to find accommodation before you make that move, I think that puts you in better position. Whether you're coming as a student, a single worker, a worker with family, or a student with family, or a single student, yeah, find accommodation before you move over. And given the two categories of people I mentioned, if you're coming as a student, liaise with your school student center and their help, online help. Ask them, they will give you links and so many helps as to find accommodation. Then if you're coming as a worker, it's also very important that you talk to your employers. They will give you links to accommodation in the environment. I think these two ways are helpful. But if you fall under any other category, let us know in the comment section. We can see how we can bridge in. But in general, yeah, it's best to find accommodation before you come. Having said that, what is the process of finding accommodation here in the UK? So usually here in the UK, in renting, it's usually required that you sign a rental contract. But I'm going to advise you, before you sign, before you put that pen to paper, make sure do this due diligence, as it said, to read through and know what you're signing for and know what you're agreeing to avoid stories that touch. Because usually under these agreements and stuff, most of these landlords, if not all of them, ask you to make a deposit like upfront, usually like a month worth deposit. And that usually is in case something happens or something spoils in the house and something you get to damage, then maybe you don't get that money back. So just ask questions for whatever you see. That's why you need to read. So one of the things they require, the landlords, are proof of ID, then reference from other landlords if you have lived anywhere else. You might also want to ask them if reference from your previous landlords, maybe it's abroad, not in this country, ask them if it's acceptable. They usually also require a letter of employment to be sure you can pay your rent. They also require to know the validity of your visa or what type of visa you currently are on. They require that you sign the contract here, and then they require a deposit. Also, something else they usually ask for is your employment contract. All of this just for them to ascertain that you have the legal right to work and earn here in this country. Something else I'd like you to take note of is the fact that most of these landlords usually require a guarantor. I remember when I first came to this country and then they say guarantor. I'm like, me that don't know anybody, where am I gonna see a guarantor? So there is something recently now I'm able to find out that there are sites or there are agencies that are able to offer to be guarantor for a person, especially if they understand that new immigrants do not know anybody and they don't know anybody to guarantee for them. So some of these agencies, just check them out. If you know anyone, let us know in the comment section. I just don't want to readily recommend anyone to you, especially if I'm not sure of them. But just make that search. There is something like some agencies that offer guarantor services. On a side note, I'll advise you that when you're looking out for accommodation, check that the bills are inclusive. Because I think, especially if you're renting, I'm not talking about renting. If you're renting, let's say a room in a shared flat, it makes sense that whatever it is you're paying covers for the bills and the electricity. The lights and the gas and electricity. It's not like if they tell you it's £500 and then later on they tell you bring £50 for lights, bring £40 for water and all of those. So just ask that question to avoid, oh, I never knew, especially when you're making comparison and comparing between this landlord or this property you just know, ask them, is it all inclusive, so that you know that if it's 500, it is 500 you're paying. Internet is also something else. Every apartment here in the UK usually have Wi-Fi, so normally while you're paying that rent, it should be that you should be getting the free Wi-Fi. Just ask them for the password. Internet, hope I'm getting free Wi-Fi, bills, and all of those things I told you. It should all be things that you can access in the property you're renting. Something else to take note of is who are you willing to live with? Are you willing to, is it just male? You're looking for just male co-tenants, or male and female, or just female, or I don't want pets, I don't want people with dogs or cats and all of those things. So these are the things you want to, ascertain, and ask questions, do a lot of asking to know what, is obtainable in the apartment you're about to rent. Yeah, I hope this helps. And on just to wrap it up, there are some sites that are really good where you can find accommodation for starters. So there is Gumtree, there is Rightmove, there is Easy Roommates, there is Spare Room, and there is Room Buddies. So check these sites out. Also look out while you're on the streets, look out for phone numbers. At times some people paste vacancies like I need a roommate. Whether you're a student, also check in your school area, whoever it is you are, look around the environment and check out this site. You'll definitely find you somewhere nice and suitable for you to stay. I wish you the best. I'll see you in the next video.